Well, hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for Middle Americans, where all Middle Americans are welcome. It doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter where you're going, just matters that you're here with us right now. Congratulations to Carolyn Greggs Ledger coming in for the gold medal on the Mickey in the Middle Olympics for the comment, Mickey in the Middle comment Olympics. That's it. So congratulations, Carolyn and Don Ledger. Don could not find us on any of the platforms last night until 9:28. So thank you very much, Don, for catching up. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And then Susie, and Don, by the way, you win the silver medal tonight. So Carolyn Greggs Ledger's winning the gold medal, and then Don Ledger's winning the silver medal. And silver medal, Susie is down in the bronze medal position. So I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. And then Darla Stordo is here. So hey, Darla, how you doing? It's so good to have you here. Just finished just off the thing. It is Flag Day. So happy Flag Day, everybody. This celebrates the stars and the stripes, the red, the white, the blue, the 13 stars or 13 stripes of alternating colors of red and white for the 13 colonies, the blue field with white stars that represent 1 star per every 50 state. We started with just 13 of those little bitty stars on there. And now we have expanded that out to 50 stars. So today is the day that we celebrate the flag, the construction of the flag, what it stands for, and our great nation. So congratulations on a happy Flag Day. And there you go. All right, so Don Ledger says, happy Flag Day. And then Darla Joe Stewart Bennett, the only one on the show with 4 names. Welcome to the big show. That is awesome. So I made some notes, and this morning I want to start off with this morning. I don't watch TV in the morning. I kind of have a tendency to sleep in because I'm a night person. Now, if you want me at 3:00 in the morning, I'm your dude. But you want me at 7:00 in the morning, I'm not your dude. But in the morning, I don't watch TV. I wake up in the morning, grab myself a cup of coffee, go out and feed the geese, take a shower, brush my teeth, figure out what I'm going to do for the day. But I don't ever watch TV in the morning. And this morning, I decided to watch some TV. And it was kind of one of those things. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, well, you're bored. You don't have anything to do. And you might as well watch a little TV. So I saw something on TV that bothered me so much that for 1 hour, I tried to describe it for a Facebook post. For an hour. Now, normally it doesn't take me that long to capture my thoughts and write them down in a note. And, and this is the way that I keep my notes. I keep them all electronically. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. Even when I was in the United States Air Force, I was keeping notes on my phone because I had a bad habit of losing my binder. And I would like to read you what I wrote this morning, because I think that it has relevance in the world that we face today. Because this morning, I was not happy. So I said, I have not turned on the TV during the day at all in the last couple of years. Today, I was going to have a great day. I'm finishing up paperwork at Bank OZK for a new business, getting Greystone's state firework application signed by the chief of police and fire, visiting the mayor, visiting the state police office in Little Rock, and cleaning my back porch. Easy peasy. So I woke up late, microwaved some breakfast, sat down on my couch, wanted to see what was up in the world, turned on the TV shortly after 10 a.m., and the president of the United States was screaming at me like I had done something wrong. I will put this as simply as possible. I do not hold it against anybody that you voted for Joe Biden. I don't hold it against you. It's not your fault. You probably didn't know that he was incapable of executing the duties of the president of the United States. And to be honest with you, Donald Trump was not a great alternative, so I totally get it. But Joe Biden is a total incompetent ass, and he and the Democratic Party have driven our country into a dumpster and set it on fire. Now he has the balls to yell at the American people like it is our fault that the economy is a shit show. We are in a recession. War is raging in Europe. The people of Afghanistan are totally screwed. He is going to Saudi Arabia to beg for oil, and now he wants to look at me, yell at me, and tell me it's my fault. I got news for you. I didn't take that very well. And you want to know why? You want to know why? I try to be a good citizen. I try to be a good citizen. I'm the president of the POA. I participate in the chamber events. I'm setting up fireworks, big display, 2-inch shells, thousands of feet in the air, boom, for 4th of July, Independence Day. It's celebrated on the 4th of July, but we're celebrating Independence Day, the day that we declared our independence from Great Britain and England. But I want to show you what is going on, because I think about what I'm going to show you. It's kind of relative to what we got going on. I'm going to show you this little chart. Now, this little chart right over here was 2020. You guys remember 2020? We had an election in 2020. You know what happened in 2021? Well, in 2021, somebody else got to take over. And guess what? That was right about here. And this is NASDAQ. And you know what? It was going up. So it was going up on a regular, steady basis. It was going up. And then 2021 rolled around. And right at the end of 2021, all of Joe Biden's issues kicked in, and the NASDAQ started dropping like a rock. Now, I would like to point this out, that this did not start until January of 2022. I cannot emphasize that enough. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2021, which was Joe Biden's first year, the economy was going up. Going up. So that means if the previous administration had anything to do with it, it went up on a glide slope for 1 year until January 5th of 2022. And on January of 2022, the stock market on that day, let me show you what I'm doing here. On that day, on January 1st, January 2nd, 2022, the stock market was at 15,581. The NASDAQ, which is the tech stocks. There you go, 16,320. You know what it is today? Right here, 11,408. So it went from right here in 2022 at 16,3 to 11,4. I want you to do the math on that. Anybody that knows about math, if you break everything down into quarters, 4 quarters, that means that everything is going to be a 25% share. If the stock market is at 16 and it loses 25%, it will go from 16 to 12. If it loses another 25%, it'll go from 12 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 0. That's how you do math. 25% is the fourth of something. At the beginning of the year, the NASDAQ in the country was at 16,000. Now it is at 11,000. That means that we have lost 30% of the value of all of the stock companies that have stock on the NASDAQ. Holy shit, Batman. The stock market went up all in 2021. I thought Joe Biden had it going on. I thought Joe Biden couldn't do this. And all of a sudden, it's like the wheels fell off the wagon. Now, all of a sudden, now we're facing stuff. And let me tell you, it's kind of a scary thing. So let me change to a different chart. This right here is the mini Dow Jones. The mini Dow Jones on March 2022. Here it is. Here's January 2022. It was at. Let me grab that. 2022. It was at 36,107, and right now it is at 34.97. So from 36 to 30, 36 to 30. Is that crazy or what? Here are the numbers that I wrote down. Wednesday, the Dow Jones was at 32,889. Monday, the Dow Jones was 3355. And one day, the Dow Jones lost 8.35% of its value. On 30 January, the Dow Jones was at 36,361, and now it's at 30. It means it's lost 16.52% of its value. And on Wednesday, the NASDAQ went from 12.6 to 11.3. It lost 9% of its value. And on January, it was at 16.4, and now it's at 11.383 for a total loss of 30.9%. Joe Biden's yelling at me for that. Joe Biden's yelling at me for that. I don't appreciate being yelled at. Couple of things. Number one, he went in and he changed the policy on oil in the country. He changed the policy on oil the first day that he was in office. I understand that he wants to save the planet. I get it. Let's save the planet. But how about if we don't kill all of us in the process of saving the planet? They can be going, well, the rich got to pay their fair share in taxes. Shit, I don't know how they pay more. I don't know how they pay more. Their effective rate of pay is lower than a secretary. Yes, but because their rate of pay doesn't mean that they're paying less than their secretary. So let me give you a great example. This is two people. This is Bob and this is Robert. I did that on purpose so that I can remember their names. Bob and Robert. Bob should pay taxes, and Robert should also pay taxes. What is the fair amount of money that both of them should pay? Well, let's say that Bob is a genius and Robert is an idiot. And Bob is so unbelievably talented, and Robert does not have a single talented bone in his body. Rob stayed at home and mooches off of his mama because he's a pansy. But Robert, because he got in trouble, got kicked out of the house, so he started selling newspapers on the corner. Rob stays at home and has sandwiches with his mama every day and makes his mama very, very happy. Robert had to go out there and had to find a house and had to find a job, eventually found love, and still sold newspapers. Which one of them owes more money in taxes to keep the federal government going? Is it Rob who's sitting at home doing a whole bunch of freaking nothing? Not producing, although he's got the time, talent, and effort and energy? Or is Robert who got thrown out of his house and goes out there and works for it? Because that's what we're doing. We're saying, hey, let's do a comparison between two people. but only based on what they produce. And the more you produce, the more we're going to take. The more you produce, the more we're going to take. The more you produce, the more we're going to take. Even at a lower rate, Robert would be paying more money in taxes. Corporations don't pay taxes on a lot of money because they spend billions and billions of dollars to keep the wheels going in the company. You got to fix the windows. You got to pay for trains. You got to pay for gas. You got to pay for employees. You have to pay for Social Security. Being in business is not easy. Turning a profit is even harder. There's no such thing as trickle-down economics. There's just economics. Don Ledger says we all know whose fault it is. Rob is a fact checker. That's why he lives with mama in the basement. I'm going to put that up there. Don Ledger, Rob is a fact checker. That's why he lives with mom in the basement. But I want you to think about the way that our tax system goes. Joe Biden has money, says that he has money that he does not have, and then he gives it to you in the form of stimulus payments. You want to know why? Because he wanted to be a big man. Trump gave away money. We should give away money. So they did. They had the Fed print it. That's why we're $30 trillion in debt. Do you know how you get rid of debt? Does anybody know how you get rid of debt? How about if you make the amount of money that you borrowed worth more by taking the money that you will get in the future and making it worth less? What was that? Take the money that you borrowed. That number doesn't change. Let's say I borrow $100 and inflation happens and they devalue the money 100 to 1. So now $1 is not worth $1. $1 is now worth $100. Now the $100 isn't worth $100. The $100 is only worth that $1. But if I owe $100, I can pay it off with $1 or the equivalent of $1. That's what the Fed's doing. That's what Joe Biden's going to do. They're raising interest rates. They're raising inflation. They're doing all that so that they can pay off the debt and say, look at how we lowered the debt. Yeah, they did it by killing us with inflation, because inflation for the second month in a row went up to 8.7% now. Last month it was 8.6. Now it's 8.7. That is bad. I'm telling you right now, inflation is bad. That means that your money, your $1 is worth 8.6 cents less. And last month it was 8.6 cents less. This can't continue. Because if you have enough eights, all of a sudden now we're going to be in a depression. And none of us are going to have enough money. Right now, what is happening to the American economy, and the reason why the American economy is shrinking, is everybody that has a 501, everybody that has a 401, 501, whatever the heck that is, anybody that's got money in a Roth, anybody that's got money in insurance, anybody that's got any money out there, when the stock market goes down, that gets delayed and that gets worse off. So you have less money in your retirement account. But here's what the bad thing is. That's the first whammy. The second whammy is when the value of what you have in there goes down and the inflation rate goes up, you not only lose the 5% or 10%. Oh, wait a minute. We have perfect examples right here, right? We have the stock market. We have the stock market right here. Remember how the NASDAQ lost 30%? So the NASDAQ lost 30%. So the NASDAQ lost 30%. And if you had all your money in the NASDAQ, you'd be down 30%. But you can also add the money you lost through inflation. So not only did you lose the 30% from that, but you also lost 8% to inflation. That means that total, you have lost 30.8% of the value of the dollar that you had invested in your 401k. And we are only 6 months into 2022, where at the end of 2021, the stock market was continuing to rise. But the policy that Joe Biden, the Fed, the World Economic Forum, the World Monetary Fund, all of those people, all of those, oh my God, let's save the planet. Now, we're going to kill every human. We're going to make all the humans poor, but we're going to save the planet, so it'll be worth it. Oh my gosh, we're in such trouble. And I know that this is a terrible show. You know, I'm not trying to be fancy. I'm not trying to be anything like that. I don't have a bunch of clips. I don't have, but when I woke up this morning and Joe Biden was yelling at me, it really, really bothered me. And then I started thinking about that economic stuff. Because I didn't pull my money out of the stock market as fast as I did last time. When COVID hit, I pulled it out a month and a half, 2 months early. Now I waited 5 months for this crap before I pulled my money out. So I'm not going down with the stock market anymore. I'm just losing to inflation. And I want you to think about it. I pulled my money out of the stock market. And somebody was like, why are you pulling your money out of the stock market? Stock market traditionally goes up. It's like, hey, dude, do me a favor. Jump off this cliff. And tomorrow or the next day or in a year or 2 or 3, we're going to lift you back up and put you back on the cliff where you can start again. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to jump off a cliff with the rest of everybody else. I'm going to let inflation eat up my money like a good common sense person who buries their money in the backyard in a mason jar. Thank you very much, John. We are in a depression, John. We are in a depression. Don Ledger said, well, it's not a depression. The technical term is that we are in a recession. And that is loss of 15%. I don't have this. Let me see if Siri can do it. What's the definition of a recession?
Recession means a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
No, thank you. So a loss in GDP in 2 successive quarters. January, February, March, April, May, June. At the end of this month, we will officially be in a recession. There is no way that gross domestic product can catch up the fact that we need it to be. So we're going to be in a recession. And also, I think there's a stock market definition about that if the stock market loses 15%, if the entire stock market, which would be the Dow, not the NASDAQ is tech stocks. So, and then Debbie says, it sickens me what he is doing to this country. Every day you say, what fresh hell are we going to face today? Sorry, recession. Don, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Debbie, I think that you are 100% right. So here's what the good news is. We've got to vote. We have to vote. We have to vote that the policies that we have to put people in place in order to recall that dude Boudin in San Francisco. You got to call your friends and your neighbors and you got to go, listen to me. Joe Biden is tanking this country. He has not got the people's interest in heart. He is whacked out and he's got some globalist agenda going on. And what we need to do is we need to give the House and the Senate back to people that are sane, whether they are blue or whether they are red. And those sane people need to be able to change the policy of the United States as far as oil. Congress can make a rule right now that says the president of the United States cannot change the drilling policy for the continental shelf or for in Anwar. And he cannot, they can make a law that says that the Keystone Pipeline is going to happen. The EPA is trying to shut down another pipeline that's going through Michigan. They're trying to shut down all the pipelines. We're not ready for them to shut down the pipelines. As gas spikes, that means that everything's going to get more expensive across the board because gas and oil are the heart and soul of the United States of America. Now, we need to change that. I believe in doing clean, but we can't do it at the speed that they want us to. So, and then Don says, vote, vote, vote. And Carolyn Gregg says, that is so right. So that is a show for tonight. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. Just a little look at the economy was brought to you by Joe Biden yelling at me this morning. As soon as I woke up and I had some breakfast in my hand, I turned on the TV, which I never do in the morning, shortly after 10, and there he was doing a meeting at the AFL-CIO. Here's the thing is, I appreciate the fact that we got people that are in labor unions, but I don't understand why people in labor unions are supporting Joe Biden. He's a freaking idiot, and he's making your life in your country shitty. And because he is making the AFL-CIOs families and businesses and the businesses that support, how are you supposed to survive this if he ruins the country that you live in and that you work in? Come on, unions. I don't care whether you're a teachers union, a police union, an AFL-CIO, whether you're a trucker, whether you're a, Teamster. It doesn't matter what you are. If you're in a union, why are you going along with your union bosses? Tell them to piss off. Vote the way that your heart tells you to vote. This coming election, vote the way that you're supposed to vote. Don't vote the way that your union bosses tell you to vote. Other than that, I got to go. So remember, Mickey, like, share, hit the notification bell. Thank you very much for showing up. Thank you very much for your comments. I greatly appreciate everybody being here. Remember, Mickey in the middle, 9 p.m. Central, right here. Monday through Friday, right here, wherever I am, right there, wherever you are. You guys have a great night. And remember, good night, small one. I love you. Bye. See ya.